Greetings, Inquisitor. Pleased you found this holocron. This is the week 49 update for the Darth Loquitur account. For any who aren't familiar, I go over my progress every week, everything that happened in the account, talk a little bit about the plan for the future, and in this week's discussion, we'll talk more about the next big project that I'm working on, more thoughts that I'm having. So let's get into it and see what happened in the account this week. Early on in the week, we were able to get this Royal Guard up to Gear 11 and put him on the final stretch toward Gear 12. We were able to complete 2 pieces of gear for him going to Gear 12 and needed quite a few more pieces for the other stuff. So in addition to relicking our main character, we're going to be looking for his gear out of the shops as well. On Director Krennic, we're still at Gear 10 on him. So he will indeed be the last character that we bring to relic level. At some point during the week, I ran out of shards in the shard shop and didn't really have the currency to get what I wanted out of the shop in any way. So I went in there and I took a couple of these characters that I have a lot of shards on. The Consular is one of them. The Magna Guard's another one that I have quite a few overflow shards. So I'm going to take those characters all the way to 7 stars so that I can cash in all of the extra shards that I have in the shard shop to be able to make those purchases that I wanted to on this particular day. So we got about 8,400 shard shop currency worth of stuff from those 2 characters, plus a few little other shards that I had. And then I could buy the stun cuffs and those med packs out of there like I wanted to. And have more currency in the bank for future purchases. Later in the week, we were able to get this Darth Sidious to Gear 13. Remember, that was our objective. We were looking to get him to Gear 13 in week 49, and indeed we were able to do that. So staying on track. Just have the Royal Guard and Director Krennic left to go. Those are the last 2 things in the sea journey. Pretty excited about that. And by the end of the week, we did get him down to just a few pieces needed. And we were able to farm those out. And you'll see later in this video that we were able to get that Royal Guard all the way to Gear 12. Krennic, we still need a couple pieces. And those pieces were shared between him and also that Royal Guard. So I had to make a decision which one to push forward first. We picked the Royal Guard. We went ahead and did that. And now we got to finish out Gear 10 to 11. Then we got to do Gear 11 to Gear 12. And then finally finish out Krennic. So here we're making blast tech weapon mods and baw armor. We're just cashing in more stuff to make more chromium transistors. Remember the Ugnaught trick? We've leveled up the Ugnaught to Gear 5, and we can work on both the baw armor and the weapon mod that get good value out of the chromium. So we're going to go ahead and convert a bunch of these, get another 186 chromium transistors into the storage. We've got these Erodium heat sinks. We do need more Erodium heat sinks finished for the Sith Eternal himself. We've got enough for the character build side of it to get all of the requirements to relic level, but we don't have enough for the Sith Eternal himself. Once we get him unlocked, of course, as a Galactic Legend character, we're going to want to put him up on relic as soon as we can. So I convert 2 more of these over, put us at 240 Erodium heat sinks in the bank. We've got 112 Electrium conductors, and we're way ahead on these Mark 12 cybernetics, so we're going to go ahead and cash in 50 of those straight up without converting them into a finished piece. Gets us to 122 Electrium conductors. So again, on track to have as many as we need. Just looking at the impulse detectors, I have 59 of the bayonets, so not that many, but yeah, certainly going to have to work on that if we want to relic a character at some point. I do have 142 slicing materials for 6-dot mods, and remember, Kenobi is wearing the mods that we're just going to transfer over to the Sith Eternal Emperor. This is a good mod. It has crit chance, offense, health, and speed. And we hit health here a couple times, so we're pretty happy with that. And then on the very last hit, we do manage to get that speed up to 23. So that's a pretty good looking mod. Happy with that. Bunch of health there. That's going to be helpful for the Sith Eternal Emperor. Here we go again. We've only got 3 upgrades in speed. So we're going to take it to blue, but it didn't hit speed on either one of those first 2 slices, so we're done slicing that mod. Not going to continue if it's only got 3 hits in speed. Here we got the 4th hit in speed on blue, so we're going to go ahead and get it again and see if we can get that 5th hit into speed. And we don't. We get protection, but again, we don't mind the health and protection stats on the Sith Eternal Emperor. That's okay for us. 22 speed on this triangle, so we're going to go ahead and try to see if we can hit speed here. We hit that flat protection. That wasn't too exciting. But then we hit speed, and we go to 27 speed on this mod, so that's really nice. Really happy with that. 16 speed on this, but we're out of slicing materials for the higher level slices, so we're done there. But we did manage to put some more speed into this, and you know, for the Sith Eternal Emperor, that's what we want. We want him going early in the turn. So it looks like we're, you know, when we put those on a fast character, we're probably going to have like plus 160 out of that or something, plus 1, close to 160 additional speed on the Emperor. We did take a look around to see if there were other good mods to slice. Just trying to see if maybe we could get another speed hit on something here. We get protection. It's hoping for tenacity or speed. There we got tenacity, but again, we've run out of materials, so we're pretty much done with the slicing. And then just tonight before the production of this video, we were able to get the Royal Guard all the way up to Gear 12. 2 of the pieces he needs for Gear 13 we already had ready to go. 2 of these other pieces are very close. We need 12 pieces there and 6 pieces there. Easy to farm up. We'll have that done in no time. But then over here on the right-hand side, as usual, we need a full 50 of those Mark 12 data pads. And we're going to need all of these fusion furnace pieces and the stun cuff pieces. So that's probably going to be 2 weeks worth of farming to finish out his Gear 13. So that's looking to do that in week 51. And then if we could get Krennic Relic in that last week, we could make the event requirements by week 52. So here in Conquest, we did get the Max Box. I just wanted to share with you guys what I ended up using for my mods, or discs here. We've got Entrenched, we've got a couple buffs up top. We're using Caustic Emissions, which gives 3 debuffs to the opposing characters. We're using another protection up here. And then I always like to have the stacking offense if I find one, and the weak point if I find one. Those mods really help stack your offense so you can kill the big characters. And then I got a Booming Voice disc. I also got the overpowered one. But compared to the Booming Voice, there's a lot more fun things you can do with the Booming Voice than there is with Massively Overpowered. That's really a buff-based disc, and I didn't get enough of the at the beginning of your turns gain a buff stuff to make that better. So just to kind of show what I did in this final battle, here's a way to use that leadership disc if you get it, that all of your allies assist when your leader takes an action. So we've got Vader here, and as you know, he can do Merciless Massacre, so he's going to get a ton of actions in a row. We're going to put in some other characters, mostly, you know, looking for stuns on basics if we can. And we're going to put in the Geo there to have a, you know, some kind of tank in the mix. And they're going to get to go first, so they're going. You can see that they're stacking up little instances of those debuffs, which is important for what we want to do for stacking our offense. So now everybody gets to assist, and whenever they assist, they're gaining 4% for each debuff on all characters. So even though they've got tenacity up and we can't put a bunch of debuffs on them with Vader, still, every time we attack, everybody assists, they're all getting tons of stacking offense. The buffs that they're getting also helps. Vader's getting those healing overtimes at the beginning of the turn from that. So as you can see, within the first Merciless Massacre, we're doing well. And here we caught Kenobi trying to do a high jump over his own buffs. So there he is in the middle of a leap, and he looks like he's trying to clear his own buffs. He lands behind Vader and takes out Thrawn. So it was an interesting pose there. But yeah, our damage is ramped up real nice, and we were easily able to take out the whole opposing team. Now, it really was hard for me to try to get stars, and I only finished this battle with 1 star. I don't have a team that was able to do that and also get 3 stars. But, I was able to clear it. I was able to get a couple of defeats. So, again, that was enough to get me the red box on Conquest Normal. All right, here in account status, we've got week 49. We've got 1.77 million. And it seems to be consistent. We're just creeping up by about 10K every week. It's not very exciting. I'm not building much new teams. I'm not putting a lot into anything else but the C requirements. So it's slow progress, but I really want to keep the focus and grind that out until the point where I can get my first Galactic Legend unlocked. That makes the 15th relic in the account now. We have 23 Zetas still. And of course that Zeta number has tapered off as well because I'm saving up for the Sith Eternal to try to make sure we can get all of his Zetas going as soon as we get him underway. Squad Arena, we still got the Troopers getting us top 100. We still got the Negotiator getting us usually first place in Fleet every day when I can play. The next project, we got to get that Royal Guard by week 51. And then we're really, in addition to the Royal Guard, I'm looking at the requirements for Krennic, and I'm really going to try to see if I can get Krennic the very next week and qualify for the C event of 52 weeks. I just think that would be cool to qualify for your first Galactic Legend right at a year. That would be, a landmark, that I could remember easily. So next week, the farming plan. We're all about ships at the moment. We are working on the Armorer a little bit. I've kind of cooled off on her. I feel like I do need her to beat the SLKR teams, but we're going to try the gimmick where we make Thrawn real fast, and then we're just going to pass over turn meter to her and see if we can make it work that way. But in the meantime, we'll be working on that BTLB. Y-Wing, we'll be working a little bit on the Bomber, the Vulture, and the Hyena. Malevolence is coming up fast on this account. I finished out my Negotiator 7 stars fairly quickly, and we've already got 70 shards for the Malevolence capital ship coming behind it. So I guess I didn't realize how quickly I was building up that currency, so probably got about 2 months until we get the Malevolence unlocked, so we definitely won't have these ships in very good shape. But it's okay, we can use our Geos, we can get started with that ship, it won't be any problem. In Fleet, we're using that for Bindo and Zalbar. That's pretty much all we're working on Fleet. On hard node day, I still, I'm hitting Shock T up a little bit here and there, trying to get some shards for her in case I want to build a clone team at some point. We will build a clone team at some point, so it's just a matter of when. On mods, working a little bit on defense mods. I think I'm going to start working on some critical damage sets too. I haven't really farmed critical damage. And there's 1 or 2 characters that might benefit from a critical damage set, so I'll try to get some of those in my inventory, see what I can do with that. Refreshes, sticking with 3 mod, 3 energy, 3 fleet, and conserving energy on the cantina so that we can afford to buy some things with crystals like the cat shards when they come around, things like that. Squad Arena, we're still buying prestige once a day. Again, we got the Malevolence capital ship coming up soon enough. And we're going to need a lot of that prestige to work on that. Fleet Store, we're working on Grievous. Rex is 170, the Umbran Starfighter, and then Zeta materials with anything that's left over. Everything else goes to the Shard Store to feed the relic efforts that we have going on. So for the Sith Eternal Emperor, we just got those 2 characters left. Krennic's at 10, Royal Guard's at 12. We're finishing this out. I've got 98 Zeta materials in the bank. It's still going to be at least, let's say, 3 weeks. So I figure no problem getting to that 120 Zeta materials, and we'll have all 6 of the Zetas for C ready to go by the time we get him unlocked. So that'll be nice. We do have enough relic materials to qualify for the event. But because I'm pushing to gear 13, I probably won't have all of the gear, so that as soon as we unlock C, I don't know that we'll be able to take him to Relic. Now, it will take a couple weeks to farm all the tokens and do all the event and work through that in order to get the actual C unlocked. And during that time, I will definitely be farming up the gear that's required to gear tier him to 12, 13, as far as I can go. So I will have that period of time, and we'll see how high of a gear tier we can get him to right away. And you know, it would be nice if maybe some of the gear changes are implemented by them and I can get ahead and actually relic him right away. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. As far as the next project, my next project is going to be Galactic Legend Kenobi. I've been debating this a little bit, and I really wanted to go back around for Revens. But the changes that they made to Rancor really put that Relic 8 within reach. Instead of getting 1 for the bottom 10 placement, we're going to get 3. And 3 is enough that I'll be able to work on the Relic 8 requirements. And by the time I actually need those characters to be Relic 8, I'll be able to get enough materials to put them up to Relic 8. So I'm going to do the Kenobi journey. Part of the reason why I'm hesitating on the Revan journey going into Malak, I do have the Malevolence coming up. I need the ships. And I feel like I either have the choice to farm that Vulture and Hyena, or I could farm the Bastila Fallen and Juhani for the Darth Revan journey. And I feel like right now, for where my account's at, it's in my better interest to farm these pilotless ships and get that running so that I've got both fleets in tip-top shape. I love to have a really big fleet advantage in Grand Arena. And as we start running across more people that have their capital ships finished, you know, right now, if we fight an opponent that has a negotiator and they put the negotiator on defense, it's pretty much a standoff. My negotiator on defense, their negotiator on defense, and neither of us clear. So getting that Malevolence going and being able to clear that negotiator out is a huge step for me, and I really feel like I want to get those ships and make it as good as possible. So I feel like the Kenobi journey is going to be, you know, cleaner into that. And then by the time I finish up the Kenobi journey, I'll have time to circle back around and farm up those Darth Revan requirements. I should have all those ships done, no problem. So the Kenobi journey will probably be another, I don't know, I'm going to predict right now 7 to 8 months of work on the account. First Galactic Legend took a year. The second one won't take nearly that long. If I could close it out in 6 months, I think that would be really pretty aggressive timing, but might be able to do it in 6 months. And we'll see how that all works out. But Jedi Knight Revan, on the other hand, Jedi Knight Revan is within reach. Of course, we've got Bastila Shan. We've already had Jolie Bindo in the works. So they're pretty much built. T3M4 and Mission come out of the Cantina. So as soon as we get a break in the requirements for relics for the Sea Journey, we can go over there and farm those up out of the Cantina. You know, spend a little crystals on refreshes if we need to make that go quickly. But Jedi Knight Revan is within reach. You don't have to gear up those characters too high, especially because you're going to build Bindo and Bastila anyway. So once you invest in those characters, the other characters don't need that big of an investment to get through the Jedi Knight Revan event. So we're going to get the JKR. We're going to put the DR stuff and Malak on hold and go for Galactic Legend Kenobi. That's the plan as it stands now. So here's the reminder. Everybody, farm your mods. I always try to throw that in at the end of these videos. People may like it, people may hate it, but mods make your account much, much worse or much, much better depending on what you've done and how much time you've put into it. So as Grandma Mod always says, farm your mods. Make sure you're doing that for your account, for yourself. Hit the like button on the way out if you can, please. Helps me, helps the channel. Subscribe here if you haven't already to see more videos like this in the future. And watch the Darth Loquitur update videos every single week and see what I've got going on in this account. It's neat to see. I've got all these videos you can watch over the course of the whole year as I've been building up this account. Join us over on Discord too. We got a great community over there. You can drop in, ask questions, talk about your account build. We've got channels where you can brag about your success in Grand Arena. Whatever you want to do on a Discord, we got a community that's a lot of fun, a lot of cool people. Come over and join us. Thank you all for time. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next Holocron.